Hello everyone, welcome back to another new video, and today I will be showing you how after losing a piece due to a mouse slip in one of my bullet games, I was able to come back with a brilliant tactic. The opening started out normally in a queen's gambit declined, but as I pre-moved to castle on move 10, I dragged my king to f1 instead, which instantly kicked in after my opponent took my knight with check. At this point my position is reasonable, but I didn't give up. In these types of situations, you want to play aggressively, and attack your opponent with all your forces. This is exactly what I did here by setting up a queen and bishop battery. My opponent defended by putting a block on g6, so what do you think I did here? Since my rooks still have not moved, and my opponent has their king castled on the king side, in this type of position you don't need to get your rook into the game by the traditional way. Instead, I advanced my h-pawn with h4, and suddenly, my rook is perfectly placed to support my offensive. Of course, my opponent gets to trade my light-squared bishop, but you can't have everything in chess. After knight to c6 I continued with h5, which my opponent responded with the best move, rook to c8. At this point my attack still has not materialized, but knowing that my opponent is under time pressure, I realized I must keep my wave of initiative going, so I gambled with rook takes b7. This hastens my defeat because my opponent can win at least a full rook here, but my opponent, trying to simplify at all costs, blundered with rook to c7. This will get one pair of rooks traded, but now one of the knights on c6 or f6 will be lost. Not wanting my queen to reach c6 and cause more damage, my opponent played queen takes rook, but better was to go for a counter-attack with knight to b4. This attacks my queen and lets his queen reach c4 with check, when black has the more active pieces and will retain an advantage, especially since my back rank still needs some care. In the game, my bishop manages to get near the king, and after a second blunder, I get my chance to finish off the game. Pause the video to see if you can find it. Did you see the tactic? First, I opened up my rook with h takes g6. Then after f takes g6 I concentrated my attacking power on h7 with knight to g5. Bishop to h2 is forced, when I can win a piece with g3 rook to f8 bishop to e5, but my opponent decided to be clever with queen to b6. Now rook takes h7 gets my king mated after queen to b5 check, but unfortunately, I had everything planned out. With the brilliant move queen takes g6 check, I forced the h-file to be opened, allowing my rook to reach h8 with a finishing checkmate. If you want to see more brilliant tactics in games like this, be sure to like and subscribe for more, and I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye.